Now, one of the aspects the MHA notification mentions is that the above affiliates or associates or fronts have a hub-and-spoke relationship with the PFI, acting as the hub and utilizing the mass outreach and fundraising capacity of its associates or affiliates or fronts for strengthening its capability for unlawful activities. And these associates or affiliates or fronts function as the roots and capillaries through which the PFI is fed and strengthened. They have also outlined the connection with SIMI, Jamaat-ul Mujahideen, Bangladesh, and also PFI's linkages with global terrorist groups like the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. One of the aspects, Shehzad Poonawalla, that the government will have to now watch out for is this effort to try and mobilize international support along with garnering local sympathy. Last evening in Chennai, we saw one of the partners of the DMK government carry out a rally in support and trying to get Muslim groups to come out and support the PFI and the SDPI. So this is one aspect which stands out locally, where there is the effort of sympathy garnering and using others to come out and voice out support for the PFI. So they will remain at the backdrop or in the shadows, and they will try and get other organizations to try and voice support and concern for this crackdown. But more importantly, internationally, they are very, very active in the Middle East. In about 7 or 8 different nations in the Middle East, they have active cadre there. Is the government going to work diplomatically to ensure there is no international backlash for a local crackdown?
Well, first of all, this is entirely an internal matter, so I don't think that any other country or organization really has any moral standing to lecture us on how to deal with terror. But having said that, there can't be two kinds of terror, good terror and bad terror. I think countries have understood that this is a position that India has articulated over the years, and India has been vindicated, and our foreign minister has been very competent at explaining to the world as to how they should not distinguish between good terror and bad terror. And I think this kind of facile argument, which is made by some who have always advocated action on terror in the name of human rights, can't allow a green flag to be given to certain terrorist organizations. And I think that position has been well understood because of the articulation by India, by Indian foreign missions and Indian government abroad. And I think that position is amply clear to the entire world, that we can't distinguish between good terror and bad terror. All terror is bad terror, and therefore the PFI's ban is absolutely essential. But yes, if political parties at home themselves play vote bank politics on it, then of course some organizations which are always inclined to try and question India may get a handle, and therefore it is essential for political parties back home to not give a handle to countries like Pakistan by questioning the security agencies and giving a clean chit to terror. It is incumbent on them now to actually stand in solidarity with the security agencies of this country.
All right, Mr. Poonawalla, now I want you to stay with us. Arnima, I want to come to you next. Can you explain the ramifications of this massive decision?
So as far as ramifications of this decision is concerned, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, Section 3 and 4 have been invoked to declare PFI and its affiliates, including Campus Front of India, All India Imam Council, National Women's Front, Jihad India. All of these is unlawful. So let's talk about Campus Front of India. It has showcased itself as an organization which is involved in student politics. So it was trying to draw itself in the same line as, say, an ABVP or an SUI, but now that it has been proscribed, it has been banned. Even students can be part of Campus Front of India. They can't be associated with it. It can't have any office in any university, any college. Anybody who was associated with PFI, even if they call themselves an activist, can't do that now. Usually it is a crime to be associated, affiliated, donating to PFI or any other organization. That's the sum total of what this notification really means.
All right, Arnima, I think one of the big questions that now comes after this is because after the massive crackdown that we saw on the 22nd of September, we saw massive protests in response as well. Now, a big decision has been taken. The PFI has been banned for a period of 5 years. Are we expecting to see security be increased in multiple areas? Are we expecting massive protests once again?
No, you can't, because now it's a proscribed organization. So far, you could give a hartal call in the name of PFI because it was not a proscribed organization, and you could say that, we have the right to protest democratically. But now you don't have that right. If you're associated with PFI, if you're calling for a ban, you automatically are inviting legal action, legal scrutiny, detention, and possible arrest under USCA sections. So you can't openly give a call for protest, because of action against PFI. However, as far as law and order situation is concerned, the agencies have not taken any chances. Even yesterday, if I talk about Delhi, for example, even yesterday when the searches were on, compared to Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, the number of people arrested and detained from Delhi were less, at about 30 people were detained here in the national capital. But Section 144, which bans the assembly of more than five people, that was imposed in the Jamia area because they suspected that in the run-up to the action against Popular Front of India, there could be some kind of attempt to carry out, protests and gather, attempt to make people gather there. So already action has been taken by various cities and city police and state governments. One doesn't really expect PFI leadership is in custody after yesterday's crackdown. The third rank either are already arrested or under detention, or at least they know that they're under scanner. We'll have to wait and see if even after all this they can manage and come out and create a law and order for.
All right, so essentially that was our editor explaining major ramifications of this big decision. Essentially, the PFI, the radical outfit, has now been banned for a period of 5 years under the UAPA. This is what the MHA had issued a notification for. Now remember, this follows multiple crackdowns by agencies of the nation, where on the 22nd of September, multi-agency teams had spearheaded by the NIA arrested 106 leaders and activists of the PFI in 15 states for allegedly supporting terror activities in the country, and now the PFI has been banned. Now I'm crossing over to Tanveer Ahmed, who is a spokesperson of the JDS. Mr. Ahmed, thank you so much for joining us. We want your first reaction to the fact that the PFI has now been banned for a period of 5 years.
See, there are three aspects to it. Firstly, we need to really analyze, as the government has been saying for a very long time, that previous SIMI has become PFI now. So they need to really ensure that no new name will come, no new party will emerge, firstly. And secondly, the lot of things stated about PFI, that they were involved in anti-national activities and violence, and there are certain other organizations also who are doing similar kind of things, and what activities, what actions is government going to take against them. And third and very important, PFI is just not an organization, it is umbrella of organizations. What is going to happen to those umbrella of organizations? We need to definitely ask those questions. But however, and lastly, government definitely need to surface all the documentations, proof which they have against PFI on public platform, so that the people who definitely feel that the action which was taken is just. It is not on the basis of any personal animosity or vendetta politics. So I've been saying for a very long time that if there was any proof against PFI, PFI definitely should be banned. But however, this questions every common man is going to question, and those answers definitely government needs to surface it.